Hi and welcome back to another video with the good old faithful Clubman Estate. Well, I hope it's going to be faithful. We've got a few bits of welding to be doing for IMM on this car, or in general it needs to be done. So we've got a seat cross member. It's got a hole under one of the seat mounts. It's not safe, it's not right, it's not MOTable, so it has to be sorted. We're hoping that is a salvageable part from the old floor from the 89. So one, it will save money, and two, it saves me having to leave and go out, you know, and muck around buying more things, because that is probably the only solid part of that floor left. So we're going to try and recycle here, so bear with me with this. I will make sure it's a decent piece of steel before I put it in. I'm not just going to throw it in. However, this car will one day have a restoration, so it's not got to be perfect, it's just got to be safe. So that is the main thing. I'll sweep you in a second and you can have a look at what I'm dealing with. All the carpet's coming out here, and the end of the game with this will be box section welded, seat back in, new carpet, or a cheapish carpet for now. The car does leak, the seals are all perishing old on this car. It's something we're going to get around to doing eventually, but it's a very old car. The interior is not perfect in it. We're trying to collect bits and pieces, but they are quite rare. So that is another thing. If anyone knows of any blue door cards and blue seats for the early Mini Clubman, let me know and drop me a comment below, because I'll be very interested. That's another story. Right, without further ado, I'll show you the task in hand. Right, as you can see, I've already taken the seat out to make this a little bit easier, and you eagle-eye viewers among you will notice it's an MPI carpet. There's where the fuse box would have been. Yeah, not ideal, and it's going. It's ripped, it's horrible, it's got fag burns all over the thing there, and it's a Rover part in an Austin or a Leyland Mini. It's wrong, very wrong. So, under the carpet, it's obviously had a seal at some point in its life. All that needs treating. It is solid, it's very good underneath this car. But this is what I found. So I've taken the seat bracket out there, that's been taken out, but this isn't safe, this isn't good. It's moving, it's not good. So the plan is I'm going to try and take this one out as well, and I might try and get the old 89 floor and replace this side of the box section. I've checked that side over there, and that one's nice and solid, so I don't think we need a whole one. And like I say, try and recycle here. So yeah, bear with me, but that is what we're dealing with. Right, so it's time to get all this carpet out, bin it once and for all, check the rest of the floors, then we'll mock up the replacement panel or recycled panel that I've got to go in here. Aim of the game is to make the car safe. The rest of the car is really solid, so we don't want to do any major restoration to this car for a long time. It's in a long line of cars before it gets anything done to it. So the car's solid, I want to keep how it looks really now. I love the patina of it, so yeah, let's crack on, let's get it out, let's get all the seats out, let's check it all. We can start grinding and cutting this out then, and yeah, there's not too much to these Minis, so it shouldn't take too long. Catch you in a bit. Right, well that's the carpet out of the car. Told you it wouldn't take long. So, quite impressed so far. That side of the box section, or seat cross member, whatever you'd like to call it, that is actually, as I said, in pretty good condition. It's had what looks like an M machine sort of quarter floor, if you like, where it's got the seal and inner seal attached. So that side's really, really good. This side's got a bit of surface rust where it's had a few repairs in its life, but it's 48 years old. You're never not going to have a few repairs, but the actual exterior panels, bar the A panel that some of you might notice in photos, is original, and that is what I love about this car. So this whole floor area in here, I'm going to mask off all the dash once I've done the welding. I'm going to stone chip the whole inside of it. Before I put the stone chip on, I'm going to seam seal the whole car. I'm going to go over any areas that need to be addressed with some cure rust, and basically just make this a little bit more future proof, a little bit safer, and yeah, it should look after us for another few years really, because I wouldn't want to hack this apart. It doesn't need it. It is a decent little car. So the other one thing I've noticed is the rubber gear gator. It's got a big old hole in it, so if anyone knows where to get it's a Mark III style remote gear selector. It's got a big hole in it, it's horrible. So let's clean that up. I've also got obviously all these seat brackets, loads of surface rust on them. The seatbelt anchor, surface rust on that. I'm going to whirly wheel or wire wheel all of this off, clean it up, and let's make this place a little bit better to sit in. The car does stink. It leaks and it's just old. It's got a lovely old car smell to it, but it's not the right old car smell. It's the smelly, it's leaking car smell. We've got these side windows here that are missing its runners, the felt runners. Most of them are just corroded away. That is one thing we're on after at IMM. So there's a few companies that want to word up and try and get them sorted out. I have bought them before for a previous estate I owned, so I'm going to try and find them at IMM and get that sorted, but that'll be another story. That's probably going to be a winter job, so this car doesn't spend its time out in the rain. So without further ado, I'll show you the floors, and in the next video we'll cut out this cross member, we'll treat anything that needs to be treated, and we'll get going with it, because IMM's looming. Remember guys, IMM's looming. So catch you in the next one guys, drive safe. So yeah, you can see it's all seam sealed, all of this. This is like paint, it's all nice and solid. That's literally, it is old. Like, this is my almost bitumen sound deadening. That's obviously our task in hand there. It's quite crusty around there, but it's solid. But the new panel, or the replacement panel, I've got to about here, so I'm very tempted just to cut all of that out. Looking at the back of the car, there's that section over there that says being replaced and seam sealed up. So once we've got our panel in here, we'll get everything painted, that gear selector replaced, the gator on that, sorry, not the selector, the gator, get that replaced and make it look a bit of a nicer place. We're going to chuck a cheap carpet in it for now for IMM. It's going to leak again, this car, so it's pointless spending £200 on an expensive carpet. So yeah, join us for the next one. Catch you in the next one.